Welcome to another new episode of the Declutter Me podcast with myself, Shelina. I hope you're all doing well. Last weekend I was at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and I'm a marshal, or now a secretary, so I was covering the last section of the track, the start and end grid line, so it was all very exciting with the final race in Abu Dhabi. I can now confirm that my bum is still sore after being on a bike and walking a lot. I don't think I've walked that much for a long time, and I haven't been on a bike for that long. So yeah, I understand why people buy cycling shorts because of the padding. Never go on a bike for a long time unless you've got padding. You need those cycling shorts. I understand why all those cyclists that I've organised have so many different seats on the bikes and cycle shorts. So yeah, I should have thought about that before I got on that bike. But anyway, so that was my last weekend. I hope you had a good one. And if you're at the Grand Prix, you found it as exciting as I did. So this week, I am going to be talking about teenagers. I have been surrounded by teenagers these last few months, and it's been a weird experience. On top of that, my oldest nephew has turned 11 and is already going through the teenage grumpy phase. He's definitely related to me, definitely. I've had a few clients as well ask me if I can sort out their children's closets. So because of all the things I'm seeing right now, and because it's become such an important thing to do, I have decided that it would be great to share this experience with you all today in the podcast. So from my experience, none of them have wanted to be involved in the decluttering and for sure the organising. Only one teenager who was actually getting close to being a young adult helped to declutter the items, but left the organising for me. We know they have better things to do, like TikTok and WhatsApp and watch videos and YouTube. Why organise when you can watch videos of people decanting and dancing on TikTok, But right now, when they're teenagers, or actually even when they're younger, it's the perfect time to learn how to gain the habit to get organised so they're ready for the next stage of their life, whether they move into a new home, they go to university, or even working. It's good to learn how to be organized so you can make, it's a life skill that you'll have for life, being organized. When we were growing up, we were told to buy, in commercials on TV, adverts in magazines and newspapers, everywhere. There were commercials everywhere saying buy. There was never any discussion about throwing away items, as it was all about consumerism. It's only in the last decade or so that reality has hit that we have too much stuff and we need to start decluttering, and we need this skill in our lives. And I feel if we teach our kids now to buy less, declutter more and organise, we could lead them on the right path to have less stuff in future and to learn this skill that we weren't taught while we were growing up. I know that for me, I was naturally gifted like this of being organised and decluttering, but there's a lot of people who didn't have that skill and they wish they had learnt early on. But the only issue with all of this is that we have to deal with teenagers, and a lot of them are stubborn, grumpy pain in the backsides. So there are various ways about getting their rooms organised, so I thought I'd talk about all of them and see if it will help you to get them to declutter and organise. So the idea number one, or suggestion number one, is yell and scream at them to pick up their stuff off the floor, put it away properly, and at least put the dirty clothes in the wash basket. Why can't they put anything in the wash basket when it's dirty? Why does it have to stay on the floor? Or why do they throw it back in the wardrobe when it's smelling disgusting? Take it out, put it in the wash basket. That's all we ask. Just do it. So that's suggestion number one. Suggestion number two is get an organizer to come in and organize it all for you, and then show them where everything is and ask them to maintain those systems and to keep, decluttering and organizing afterwards. And then with organizers like myself, we label everything and put it into systems that are logical and make sense and are sensible so that they can find everything quickly and in less than 5 seconds. The next idea or suggestion is to get them to start a mini declutter and then a mini organising session. So this final option is of as ideal, as it gets them into the process to build up the habit to start decluttering and organising, which I think is a life skill you will need forever. So I get them to start a mini declutter is by asking them to listen to music, put on a show, or watch YouTube or whatever, and spend 15-20 minutes going through one area in that room, whether it's shelves, one hanging space, their desk, under their bed. Just choose one area and spend 15-20 minutes. And if they don't wear it, if it's ugly, if it's not cool, if it doesn't fit, if it's broken, if it's old food that's expired, put it in, the charity box, the recycling, or the trash boxes or bags, whatever you've gotten for them. And ask them to be realistic about the item. Are they really going to use it? Is it, a duplicate? Do they need it? Is it even their item? Because, how many times do they seem to have their friends or their cousins or their brother or sister's item in their room when it's not even theirs and it's just been languishing there? Like, ask them the questions. Or let them ask themselves the questions, but have it out there. And then if they do this every day for a week, they can clear a huge area in their room. Once the room is decluttered, then they can organize it to suit their lifestyle and how they, say with the wardrobes, what do they wear often? If it's sweatshirts, because they don't switch off the aircon, then put sweatshirts in the main part of their wardrobe, as well as their school clothes. If they don't wear fancy dresses anymore because it's not cool, then put that further away or in the corner section of the wardrobe. So make sure that they're able to see their clothes, their stationery, their books, their stuff in less than 5 seconds. And ask them how quickly it takes to find their school uniform or a pen. If it takes longer than 5 seconds, then there's a problem with the system, and so they just need to review it and fine tweak it. So that's, the ideal way to deal with it during a mini declutter or session. But then they could get very tired very quickly, because they do, don't they? So as I said, I suggested using an organizer, and often it's the easiest way to deal with the tantrums. If it's mother and father and then children decluttering and organizing, there's often judgment, there's often arguments. Using a third party like an organizer, there is no judgment. Okay, maybe a little about the sweatshirts, but there's no emotional connection to the teenager and their stuff. So an organizer like myself can give unbiased help and options to help them declutter and organize. Plus, if they're cool like me, because I'm a cool aunt, I can understand slang and can give it back to them. So that always helps as well. Or they can just go away and the organizer can just organize everything for them and only declutter the horrible food or the clothes that are too small for them. And if the room looks like a bomb has hit it, getting an organizer in could be a worthwhile investment and often cheaper than getting another PlayStation game, because they're a ridiculous amount of money if you know. So anyway, if your teenager needs help to organize their room and doesn't want you to go near their room and their stuff, get in touch with an organizer or get in touch with myself. You can go to www.decluttrme.com and get help without losing your patience. Thanks as always for listening to the Declutter Me podcast, and I hope you found this episode useful. If you did, it would be an awesome thing if you could share this with your friends and your family and your teenagers. And if you'd like to get more tips and advice, please follow us on social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I'm also on TikTok, at DECLUTTRME. And if you don't want to miss the next weekly episode, just subscribe to the Declutter Me podcast on your favourite podcast players, and it will pop up into your notifications each week. Thank you once again for listening to the Declutter Me podcast, and I'll see you next time. Bye.